The United States is losing power very noticeably under Donald Trump, and this is causing a decline in the country that I fear may not be recoverable until we really get a change at the top. When we talk about how empires fall and how superpowers die, it's often not with a war. It's with a handshake between your old friends and your enemies. And I want to explain that. If you've been wondering whether the United States is still the world's dominant superpower under Donald Trump, it appears that the answer is no. Because while Donald Trump was busy cozying up to authoritarians, slapping tariffs on allies, and by the way, being missing for 6 days, which we will get to in a moment, the rest of the world has been forming new alliances, and they don't seem to need us anymore. We saw this during Donald Trump's first term as the United States was increasingly excluded from important climate change discussions and other aspects of global governance because Donald Trump just wasn't worth even including. We now are starting to see more of the same. In China, something happened that really should not send a tingle down your leg, but send a chill down your spine, which is that if you're still clinging to the idea of American global leadership, Chinese President Xi, Russian President Putin, and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the leaders of China, Russia, and India, they held hands, literally, shared laughs, embraced at the largest ever Shanghai Cooperation Summit. This was not just a photo op. It was a signal of we've got each other, we don't need Trump, we don't need the United States. And the symbolism is brutal. Because Putin, who after meeting with Trump, conceding nothing, some people said Trump was cucked figuratively. I would never use language like that, but some people are out there saying that. After that, Putin went and dropped even more bombs, clearly doesn't care what Trump says to him. And then Putin meets with Modi, took a joyride in Putin's limo, Modi did, and they are bypassing Trump figuratively and literally. Why is this happening? Trump's chaos, Trump's cartoonish nature. The US puts tariffs on India for continuing to buy Russian oil. So India moves closer to China. China, its longtime rival, and joins what's being called an axis of upheaval that includes Iran, Turkey, to some degree, Belarus, and others. China is filling the power vacuum. Xi has announced a new development bank, a global energy cooperation platform, has opened access to China's GPS alternative. And so they are replacing American systems technologically. They are replacing American leadership ideologically. They are replacing American dominance economically as well. And the biggest blow to the US from all of this is that countries are listening. This alliance now includes 27 countries in Central Asia, Southeast Asia, the Middle East. And the message from Xi is the United States under Trump is more of a relic from the old world, not the Cold World, the Cold War, from the old world. And China says, hey, we're going to offer a more multilateral, fair system. It's not American-led. The U.S. can't come in and just throw its weight around. And for Trump, that may be more literal than figurative. And Trump is saying, oh, this U.S.-India relationship was a one-sided disaster. Okay, well, India has other options. You really can't punch your allies in the face and expect them to stick around. And even Putin's Ukraine summit with Trump, it was supposedly a peace effort. It was immediately debriefed to Xi. And it made clear that the back channels here don't put the United States in the privileged, powerful position. Now you've got China and Russia pushing to reform the IMF and to reform the World Bank. You've got them rejecting Western sanctions and saying this is neo-colonialism. We're going to do our own system of global governance. And they're doing it with momentum. We have Trump missing for 6 days, posting angry rants about handshakes on Truth Central, and the United States is getting boxed out. What's Trump doing? Deploying federal troops to D.C., putting soldiers on our own streets. It's like a collapsing regime trying to keep its grip on power. That's not what stability looks like. If you're in some other country, right? Not Russia, China, not the country, India, the countries we're talking about here. If you're just in, France, the UK, Italy, wherever, and you look and you see, okay, on the one hand, you've got Russia, India, China, Turkey to some degree, other countries making their own alliances and getting completely decoupled from the United States. And what's the US doing? They've militarized their streets. Trump, it's not clear what's going on with Trump's health. You don't look at that and go, oh, I really am drawn to what's happening in the United States. You say, at minimum, I'm not drawn to the US, and probably you're drawn to this new global alliance that is growing. So, we've got the military parades and the whole thing. It's not impressing global powers. There is the idea of whether we are marching towards a funeral procession for American leadership and seeing a global realignment. And if we keep pretending that this is just about optics, we're going to wake up one day, probably not that long from now, to be frank, and say, what happened? The world has moved on from the United States. And a lot of the problem is Trump and this humiliating regime where people like, take your pick, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. wants to ban vaccines and all of this wacky stuff. This is why the world is going in a different direction.